back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing some Christmas baking, which I absolutely love. I really enjoy making a few little things to take around to people's house when they invite me over. And this year in particular, because I'll be doing Christmas at my partner's family's home, I thought I would make a couple of little treats to take along. I'm finally in the Christmas spirit after watching plenty of people's vlogmases, hearing some Christmas tunes in the store, and to be honest, someone reminded me that it's Christmas next Friday, so I'm freaking out a little bit about getting organized for that. And now that I've wrapped all of my gifts, I thought, why not get in the kitchen and make a couple of treats that I can take along on the day to say thank you to my partner's family for having me. So someone put me on to the cookie cutter pack from Coles. They still have these in store if you want to go and grab it. It was $4. It's got 4 little shapes and the cutest little gingerbread man. I had to go to 4 Coles to find this, so good luck out there to you if you're trying to find it, because it was absolutely doing my head in and I was feeling really stressed out about not finding this stupid cookie cutter, but I have it now, so we're in business. And something else I found there, which was kind of unexpected, and now what I'm going to make as well, is these little chocolate stockings in a silicone mold. So this was only like $2, I think, so really, really great value to add a little bit of interest to my Christmas baking. And what I thought was, I'm going to do the chocolate bark, then I'll do the Christmas stockings, and then I'll do the gingerbread man, because that's a little bit more involved. And also, once you make those first 2 things, you put them in the freezer. So first things first, we need to preheat our oven to 180 degrees, because that's where we're going to be putting the cookies later. So definitely do that now, so it's all heated up and ready to go. Now what I've also done is I have set up my trays. So for the chocolate bark, I'm just using what is normally a pizza tray, and I put some baking paper on that. And then for the cookies, I have another bigger tray that I've also just put some baking paper on. Now, if you don't have baking paper, that's totally fine. You just need to get some butter and like grease the tray so that everything doesn't stick to it. So something that I did find when I was cruising the little chocolate aisle was a sugar-free alternative, which is great because obviously putting on the little ISO kilos like everyone has, you want to still indulge at Christmas, but also probably make some healthier choices. So I found these as an alternative, which are 98% sugar-free, and they're from a brand called No Shoe. I've tried their donuts before and they are delicious. So I got these chocolate baking chips. Oh, sorry, the white chocolate ones are 95% sugar-free, and there's only 3 grams of carbs per serve. So this is the white chocolate version as well. So for the chocolate bark, I just add a couple of things. You can pretty much just look in your pantry and see what you've got as little items that could be good for topping. So one I recommend that makes it look quite good is shredded coconut. I just got that from Woolworths. And I also use crushed peanuts, which is another great topping to add a little bit of crunch. And then for a healthy little superfood topping, I've got these goji berries. And I honestly bought these ages ago to put on oats and things as a topper, but I never use them, so they're finally getting some love. So first things first is you just need to portion out a bit of this chocolate into a bowl and either melt it over the stove, or you can just pop it in the microwave. But just bear in mind, if you put it in the microwave for too long, you might actually burn it. So just be careful with that. So let's get into the first bit, which is melting some of the chocolate. I've just got a small little pot on my stove, and I'm going to put that on medium heat. If you have some measuring cups, that's great. I'm going to use half a cup of these chocolate dots. Actually, I'd realized that's kind of stupid. I think we should just melt all of this chocolate at once, and I can put half of it into the mold and use half of it for the chocolate bark. So just dump whatever you've got left in there and make sure you're just constantly stirring it. So that is our chocolate bark. Now this will be quite hot, so just be careful when you pick up the pan. And that is going to go into the freezer for at least an hour so that it'll set, and when it comes out you can chop it up. So the next thing we'll make will be the chocolate stockings. So now I've got the white chocolate melt. Same thing, we're just going to heat them up on the stove until it's completely melted. Okay, so one packet made about 10 of these little stockings, so I guess definitely buy 2 molds or get another packet of chocolate if you're wanting to have a couple more than this. And now I'm going to pop this in the freezer as well. Okay, now for the best bit, we're going to make the little gingerbread men. So first ingredient you need is some butter. So I just got this Lurpak brand butter, and this one is 250 grams and you just need half. So easy, just literally down the middle. That'll give you 125 grams of butter. And the other thing is half a cup of brown sugar. Now half a cup of sugar is quite a lot, so I'm subbing that out for this unrefined coconut sugar instead. It's just a slightly healthier option, but if you want to use brown sugar, totally fine, won't really taste any different. Now you're going to need to mix these two together. If you have an electric mixer, that's probably a lot easier than hand mixing, but if you don't, no dramas, you just need to give it a good old stir and get it mixed in. So you want to give that a really good mix until it's pale like this. And half a cup of golden syrup. I'm substituting in maple syrup instead. You can also get sugar-free maple syrup if you wanted to make it even healthier as well. Now we're going to give that a really good mix as well until it's all folded into each other. Now again, if you had a stick blender, it's a lot easier. I don't know what happened to mine. I think I must have left it in my last share house. So now that I live alone, I guess I can buy one, because when I move, I'll actually see it in the cupboard and take it with me. But for now, I'm just using a spoon and some elbow grease, and it's a little bit hard because my arms are aching from Pilates this week. I just started back at a Pilates studio about a month ago when lockdown ended, so really been enjoying that actually. I feel like even my tone of voice is so much calmer now that I've started being in that kind of really empowering female environment. So yeah, if you're looking to change it up with your exercise and you've never tried Pilates, I would definitely recommend giving it a go. Now, the next thing we need to add in is 2.5 cups of plain flour. I've just got this brand here, also got it from Woolworths. Just make sure you are using measuring cups. I'm not really a freestyle baker. I am very method specific. So yeah, I just recommend following a recipe, because sometimes if you don't add the right quantities, you get a really bad texture. What you can also add at this point is 1 tablespoon of ground ginger. I also like to add in a little bit of cinnamon, or you can use some allspice. It's just personal preference really. You'll also need 1 teaspoon of bicarb soda, so that's also called baking powder. So now we've got that really delicious ginger smelling batter going on. Do we taste it? I guess so. Okay, so that's actually the hard part all finished, because now what we just have to do is get a chopping board and some flour. We're gonna sprinkle a little bit of flour on the chopping board, put the mix out, kind of knead it until it's in a bit of a disc shape, and then you cover it in some cling wrap and put it in the fridge for half an hour. Okay, now for the fun part, we get to make the actual little gingerbread men. So I've just got the gingerbread out of the fridge and now we're gonna have to roll it out. I don't have a rolling pin, so we are using cling wrap roller, which actually will just do the job just fine. So don't worry, you don't need to go out and buy a rolling pin, you can just use this. So here we are, a perfect little bunch of gingerbread men ready to be popped in the oven. So like I said earlier, your oven should have been preheated to 180 degrees and you'll be baking them for about 10 minutes. But depending on how thick you made the cookies, just keep an eye on them so you make sure they don't burn. Okay, to finish these off, I did find this really handy icing, and it's just from the brand Queen. It says designer icing in white, and it actually came with this whole packet of different decorative nozzles. So I'm just going to use the skinniest one just to put a few little layers onto the gingerbread men, and that will be all done. Okay, and now for the final phase, we can go back to the freezer and take out all of those chocolates that we made before and put them out on display as well. So there we have it. This is the finished product. We've got our chocolate bark here, which you can cut up with a knife and separate. We've got our little white chocolate stockings over here, and we have our cute little gingerbread men that are all decorated up. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like it, please remember to give it a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, as it really supports my channel. Now, I just wanted to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and happy holiday season wherever you are in the world, and I hope that you guys will try some of these recipes, and if you do, please tag me on Instagram or leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!